Hi guys, good morning, good afternoon or good evening wherever you may be. Do you know, it's really nice when certain people comment on how cool the end of a keyboard cover is, and it inspires me to do a video. So today this video is a little bit different than the ones that I normally do because I'm going to talk about how I play keyboard, and I'm going to explain a little bit about the drum loops that I use, or they're just loops actually, they're not only drum loops, about the loops that I use to play with when I do my keyboard covers. I'm not sure how many of you guys are musically inclined or know anything about music at all. I know at least one viewer is, but the rest of you, I've got no idea, so you probably need to tell me that in the comments below. Yeah, I play with this. It's a Casio. You've probably seen this in some of my other videos. You've probably seen this close up in one other video where I explained more about the keyboards that I own, but now I'm going to show you how I play it. And the first thing that I'm going to show you is something that you've probably noticed in the videos, and that is that I don't play full chords in my left hand. And full chords are made up of 3 or more notes, and I can play them. So here I'm going to play a C major. We'll go to A minor. We'll go to F, and we'll go to G. So I can play them at the moment. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm playing them in my right hand. My left hand, I can also play them, but it's harder to switch for me because my left and my right brain have communication issues, or at least they have rhythm issues. So getting my left hand to play chords, full chords, is really difficult. We started with a C, didn't we? I'm failing super miserably, as you can tell. I just cannot coordinate my left hand to play full chords. So what I do is I still play with my left hand, and I play with something called Casio chords. And what that means is that basically all of the chords that you can possibly play are built into the keyboard, but you have to tell the keyboard which ones you want to play. And to do that you use 1 or 2 fingers. Or you can use more fingers. I think you can use up to 4 fingers to play different types of chords, but I mostly use 1 or 2 fingers because I play mostly major and minor chords. So I'm going to turn on this cool feature here, which is Casio chords. This green light says the Casio chords is now switched on. And instead of playing a full C chord like I did just now, or at least like I tried to, I can play with 1 thumb. 1 full C chord. To play A minor, I need to push the A key, and I also need to push a key above it. Any key, doesn't matter which, but I need to push one. So there's your A minor, there's your F, and there's your G. And if I played a little bit faster, I wonder if the person who was talking to me about the keyboard in the Facebook group recognizes the song. They learned to play it with me a few weeks ago. And of course I only have 1 hand free right now because I'm holding a camera, so maybe if we switch to the right hand we can jog this person's memory a little bit. Does it make any sense yet? Does anyone else know what the song is or where it's from? Leave it in the comments below. Okay, so I explained that I was not just going to tell you how I played, but I was also going to explain how the loops work. I use built-in loops, or I mostly use built-in loops to play my keyboard covers on YouTube. And they are basically drums. Sometimes they're not just drums. If I play the Casio chords like I have just played, we can get a full disco beat going with bass and guitars and all kinds of different things. So let's try that out. If I don't play the Casio chords with my left hand, then the keyboard doesn't know what to do. To get the rhythm going, I have to play it with all the bass and everything. I have to play at least one chord, but if I don't play any more after that, it will get stuck on that one chord and it won't do anything else until I tell it to. Let me show you that. So the keyboard was stuck in C chord and it wasn't doing anything else because I wasn't touching it. Now, I'm trying to make my songs a little bit more interesting, and to do that I use built-in intros and outros. There are two, or they're also called beginnings and ends, but the proper name for them are intros and outros. There are two intros, there's a long and a short one, and there are two outros or endings, there's also a long and a short one. So I've got a simple, let's see what I have over here selected even. I don't know what rhythm I have selected. Sounds like a simple disco rhythm. Yeah, see, it's oh, it's a modern 8-beat rhythm. Okay, so I'm gonna select the long intro for this modern 8-beat, and the modern intro is actually all played, all saved in the keyboard, and the keyboard will play the whole intro for me. I have to tell it which chord it needs to play in, and with the song that I'm demonstrating here, I would ask it to play in C. So I'm gonna hit the C chord. So you get some really funky guitar thing there, and it will then go to the simple loop sequence so that I can play the song. I can also ask it to play a long outro. To do that I need to activate the drums, and then I need to activate a chord, and then I can hit this button over here, which I'm going to do for you guys. Okay, that was the short intro instead of the long intro because I'm hopeless and hit the wrong button. Should I now demonstrate the long intro for you? Long outro for you? It wasn't really much longer than the short one, but okay. There's also a short intro which I will demonstrate for you. We'll synchronize this again, and I'm going to hit number 2 this time instead of number 1, and we'll get the short intro. And that was basically it. There's also two different variations of the loop that I can play. There's the simple variation, which is what you've been hearing. But what I can also do is switch it to a second variation by hitting this button, which is a drum fill. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play the first variation. I'm going to hit a drum fill, which you're going to hear, and then I'm going to hit this button, which will switch to the second variation. And you should hear a sound difference. And by hitting the second button next to the orange thing, it will generate a different type of fill sound. I can also let it do that a bit more automatically by hitting just one button. So that hitting that button basically will switch from the first variation, it will fill and then put the second variation in for me, which saves me having to click 2 buttons, but you know, I don't mind clicking 2 buttons, I'm kind of used to that. So yeah, that's a little bit about how this keyboard works. I will demonstrate one more loop to you guys if I can find it really quickly, which is a piano loop. Yep. Where would the piano loop be? It's down here somewhere. There's a whole load of empty programs in here. There are some metronomes. And there are some waltz things. So we're going to pick one of the waltzes. And as you notice now, if I play Casio chords, it's playing piano chords instead of the weird organ sound that you heard before. And if I hit the button to start drums, you'll notice that it doesn't make any sound. And it's not going to do that until I start playing the chords. And just like with the drum rhythms, there's also an intro, an outro, and there are fills and variations. It will do exactly the same with the piano as it does with the drum loops. So let's start with the intro. We'll do the long intro. I will do the short intro. And that was very short. We can do an outro. First the long outro. Which in my personal opinion wasn't very long at all, but okay, now we'll go for the short outro. Very short but very powerful, and now I do some variations for you guys. Which doesn't make a very big difference with these piano things, but there is a very slight difference. So that was it. I hope that's giving you an insight into how I play my keyboard, and I hope that you enjoyed watching. Thank you very much for watching. Until next time, be good, and if you can't be good, have fun.